Have you ever found yourself looking at the endless list of superhero movies at the cinema and wondering where all the black superheroes are? Black Panther was a cultural moment we all vibed with, and Miles Morales and Blade did their thing. But surely they can't be the only ones saving the world while Rocky Melanin. That's why today, we're diving into an epic countdown that's long overdue. 6 black superheroes who deserve their own movies. We're talking about ones with superpowers, intricate backstories, and layers upon layers. So if you're tired of the same old, you're in for a treat that's spicier than Grandma's secret hot sauce. We've got heroes who've got it all: brains, brawn, and the kind of swagger you can just teach. From teenagers wielding electromagnetic powers to time-traveling mutant cops, we've scoured the comic book universe to bring you characters who are criminally underrated. Think of this as your insider guide to the superheroes who should be as famous as Beyoncé and LeBron combined. Welcome to Stan the Culture, where we don't just love black culture, we stan it. I'm your host, Imara, self-proclaimed cultural anthropologist. At number 6 is Monica Rambeau, also known by her superhero names, Spectrum or Photon. This New Orleans native can literally transform herself into any form of energy within the electromagnetic spectrum. We are talking light, radio waves, X-rays, you name it, she can become it. Imagine the visual spectacle that could be, with her turning into pure light and zipping around at the speed of, well, light. Monica's origin story is as dope as her powers. She was a lieutenant in the New Orleans Harbor Patrol and gained her abilities while trying to prevent a weapon from being created. She's brave and selfless. And let's not forget, she was once a leader of the Avengers. She's got the leadership chops to stand toe-to-toe with the likes of Captain America and Iron Man. So why does Spectrum deserve her own movie? First off, her character provides a fresh perspective as a black woman from the South, an angle that's yet to be deeply explored in superhero cinema. A Spectrum film could tackle issues like community, local activism, and the intersectionality of being both black and a woman in positions of power. Monica Rambeau isn't just Spectrum by name. She represents a spectrum of possibilities, from her adaptable powers to the diverse themes her story could explore. At number 5 we have none other than Static Shock. Real name, Virgil Hawkins. This isn't your average teen. We're talking about a high schooler from Dakota City, with powers that would make even Thor a little jealous. Virgil gains his electromagnetic powers from a chemical explosion. This kid turned a near-death experience into a superhero gig. Static Shock is like the modern-day Spider-Man for black youth. He's relatable, dealing with everyday issues like school, family, and of course, bullies. But instead of shooting webs, he's shooting electricity from his palms. And just like Peter Parker, Virgil uses his intelligence to create gadgets that help him fight crime. We're talking electric discs, protective shields, and even a flying saucer made of trash can lids. But here's what really makes Static Shock a standout character: his relevance. A Static Shock movie wouldn't just be a superhero spectacle, it could be a powerful narrative about what it means to be a young black man in America today. Imagine a movie that delves into issues like racial profiling, gun violence, and social activism, all wrapped up in a superhero package. This film could be a platform for discussions that are often swept under the rug. Let's be real. How many superhero movies actually make you think while keeping you on the edge of your seat? We've got a character here who's not just about the zap and the pow, he's a symbol of resilience, ingenuity, and the power of youth activism. At number 4 on our epic roster is Maury McCabe, better known as Vixen, a total powerhouse who hails from the fictional African nation of Zambesi. Now, if you thought Static Shock was cool, wait till you meet a woman who can channel the strength of a gorilla, the speed of a cheetah, and the flight of an eagle, all in one go. Vixen's powers come from the Tontu totem, an ancient African artifact that allows her to tap into the animal kingdom. We're talking about a superhero who can single-handedly embody the essence of National Geographic. Her story is deeply rooted in African folklore and mythology, making her a unique figure in a superhero landscape often dominated by Western narratives. Now, just imagine what a Vixen movie could offer. Think Black Panther meets The Lion King but with an eco-feminist twist. This movie would be a fantastic platform to explore African cultures, rituals, and the spiritual connection to nature. It could delve into themes of environmental conservation. After all, who better to save the planet than someone who can literally channel its creatures? But it's not all sunshine and rainbows for Vixen. She grapples with identity issues, wrestling with the duality of her African heritage and her American upbringing. A Vixen movie could serve as a compelling lens to discuss diaspora struggles, identity politics, and what it means to belong. Vixen isn't just a superhero, she's a cultural icon waiting to happen. She offers the perfect blend of action, folklore, and social commentary. At number 3, we have a character who's a literal force of nature, Blue Marvel, aka Adam Brashear. You know how we talk about one-man armies? Well, this guy is a one-man nuclear arsenal. He's got super strength, flight, and near invulnerability. He's so powerful, he can literally hold a black hole in his hand without breaking a sweat. Blue Marvel's origin story is a classic tale of science gone amazingly right. A Marine veteran turned physicist, Adam gains his powers from an experiment designed to harness antimatter. But here's where it gets interesting. He operated in the 60s, and when the government found out he was a black man under the mask, he was asked to retire because America wasn't ready for a black superhero. Talk about a real-life parallel. The potential for a Blue Marvel movie is endless. Aside from the obvious visual spectacle of him punching asteroids or stopping tsunamis, we've got a character who's a living, breathing conversation about race and power dynamics. Imagine a superhero movie that tackles systemic racism and explores the complexities of being a black hero in a world that might not be ready for you. This film could address not just battles against supervillains but also the fight against societal prejudices. And let's not forget, Adam Brashear is a genius-level intellect. We're not just talking about muscles here, we're talking about a character who challenges both the brawn and brain stereotypes. A Blue Marvel movie could seamlessly blend action-packed sequences with intellectual and ethical dilemmas. What's the ethical responsibility of a hero who's almost a god? For number 2, we are jumping into a time machine and blasting off to the future, with Bishop, the time-traveling mutant cop. This guy's not just bringing the heat with his energy absorption and projection powers, he's also bringing us some serious wisdom from a dystopian future where mutants are hunted like animals. Bishop hails from a timeline where he was part of the Xavier security enforcers. Essentially, he's a mutant cop from the future, which already makes him cooler than 90% of characters out there. But it's not all laser guns and time jumps. Bishop's character brings a complex depth that's perfect for a solo movie. Think about it. A narrative that delves into questions of destiny versus free will, ethical dilemmas of law enforcement, and the cyclical nature of history. Bishop is a man out of time, always dealing with the culture shock of being from a different era. Imagine the comedic elements where he's trying to adapt to our world, or better yet, us adapting to him. But underneath that, there's a more profound element of isolation and existential dread. What is your identity when the world you knew is gone, and the world you're in doesn't quite fit? Bishop's story isn't just about hunting down rogue mutants or fixing timelines. It's about the human, or should I say, mutant, experience. It's about making hard choices and living with the consequences, something we can all relate to. A Bishop movie could serve as a philosophical exploration wrapped in an action-packed, time-twisting narrative. At number 1, we switch gears from raw strength to raw intellect, with Ironheart, also known as Riri Williams. This isn't your run-of-the-mill genius, this is an MIT prodigy who built her own Iron Man suit in her dorm room. Ironheart is groundbreaking on so many levels. First off, she's a young black woman in STEM. Do you know how huge that is? In a genre where young brilliant characters are often portrayed as white males, like Peter Parker and Reed Richards, Riri breaks the mold. She's not just a hero, she's a symbol of breaking barriers and challenging the status quo. But let's dig into what an Ironheart movie could actually look like. Imagine a narrative that goes beyond just good versus evil, one that dives into the complexities of imposter syndrome and the systemic obstacles that young black women face in educational settings. Plus, how dope would it be to see Riri interact with the broader Marvel universe? I mean, picture her and Shuri from Black Panther geeking out in a lab together. That's instant box office gold. Riri's not just about the suit, she's a character with depth. She's had to deal with loss and trauma at a young age, losing both her stepfather and best friend to gun violence. An Ironheart movie could be an emotional rollercoaster that tackles not just villain battles but also personal struggles, lending an emotional weight that's often missing from some superhero flicks. Ironheart is an embodiment of youth, brilliance, and resilience. She's not just another character to add to the superhero roster, she's a cultural shift. She represents the unfulfilled potential and the unheard voices in both the black community and the world of STEM. Keep an eye out for the Ironheart television show that should be dropping soon. If it's even half as epic as we expect, it's going to be a game changer. And that's a wrap for the top 5 superheroes we would love to see on the big screen. Which of these incredible heroes do you want to see get the big screen treatment first? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more entertaining content. And remember, we don't just love the culture, we stan it.